Hello and welcome to the Growing Green podcast. Your host, Jeremiah Jennings, is the owner of Growing Green Landscapes in Birmingham, Alabama, and has a passion for growing the entrepreneurship community for those who are young in business. Being a business owner isn't easy, especially in the early years, and that's why in this show we dive into a wide range of topics covering all the challenges small business owners deal with. Even if your company is generating $1 million or more, the stories from our great guest and Jeremiah's own firsthand experiences will propel your business forward. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to an episode today here on the Growing Green podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and I am super excited to come to you today with another fresh new episode for your Wednesday. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you are having a good week out there, crushing it wherever you are. The weather has been it's been a source of conversation this week across the country. It seems like a lot of people that have not been getting rain are now getting rain, which is awesome. Hopefully you can get some last mows out of these properties. I know for us, that's what we're shooting for. Is we went super dry for like 5 weeks, maybe 6 weeks, like no measurable rain, and and we went dry there, and now we've had a good 2 days of rain. A week and a half ago, we're about to get another 2 to 3 days of rain from a hurricane coming up from the Gulf. So it's been very nice to be able to hopefully get a last push here out of our mowing, because in doing that, getting more rain, getting our last push, we're going to be able to bill out and hopefully extend our mows another month. So I'm excited for that. I know most of you would be as well if you're out there trying to run your company and make as much money as possible. Then I know you are, and that's what most of you are doing. So just welcome into the show. I guess that was kind of a hard intro there, but welcome into the show. I'm excited to have you here with us. Where are we today? We're coming to you from a guest on location. A guest location, I guess you could say. A remote location would be a better place to do that, but it is a hard fixed location. We are in the Company Camp Studios with the Kid Contractor podcast today, using his board, using his setup, using all of their fancy tools over here. And man, I didn't know they had a podcast, but apparently they do. They have a nice studio. So if you ever want to listen to something, must be a decent show. I think some people listen every now and then, so go give it a try. But that's all tongue-in-cheek. Love and appreciate Kevin and Brittany for letting me come hang out and have a good time up here the last... I've been here about 24 hours, just hanging out, having a good time. I'm up here buying a truck. We'll talk about that here just shortly, a little bit, kind of what that is, what the purpose of that is, and kind of what stage we're at to be able to do that. So just want to say thank you to them for hosting and letting me have a place to just hang and have a good time, get recharged. Getting to hang out with them is awesome. Just being around people that are like-minded, right? Like-minded, trying to grow their companies, which is what a lot of you guys are doing. I wish we could get around and see everyone around the country, right? I would love to just do a tour of the country and see everyone all at the same time, get videos, get podcasts, all of the above. That's just physically not possible with the business going back at home, but was able to carve out some time and come up here for a day before we buy the truck. So I'm buying the truck in Ohio from Jamie Fye. We solidified that on the Kid Contractor podcast. Buying it from Jamie today, hopefully. Today's actually the day, which is crazy that we're already here. It's been a mess getting up here. Our last flight, my last flight coming up here was not uneventful, to say the least. The 2 flights I had last week got canceled, and this flight coming in on Monday, it was a 2-legger, and both legs got delayed due to maintenance, and so had to switch planes, switch flights. It was a unorganized mess, is what it ended up being. But we got here, and that is what matters. And so I truly just want to say thank you to them for letting me hang out and spend some time up here. And I head over to Cincinnati today to if you're listening to this live, I'm recording this ahead of time. You're listening to this on Wednesday. I've already have the truck, and I am headed back to Sweet Home, Alabama. Going back down there to get to work. We got a few jobs lined up that I'm ready to get cranked out, which is going to be really fun, really cool heading into the fall. But this truck purchase, what is the truck purchase? Why am I buying it? I'm buying an F350. So this is a 2008 F350. Buying from Jamie. They've had this in their fleet for a while, and I know it's been well taken care of, and I appreciate that. Jamie and them have a full-time mechanic on staff, so he's put some extra work in it for me, which I truly, deeply appreciate. If Jamie ever listens to this or hears it, he can know that I truly appreciate everything that he's done and helped me get this and get it lined up. So I normally would not buy a truck from the north, right, from the Salt or anything, but we've talked through that, and it fits our model right now. It's priced at a good point for where I need to spend the money. We're early on in business, right? We're not in a point of business where we can just go buy $60,000, $70,000 new trucks and outfit our fleet like that. And so I think that's the biggest thing that I want you to think about and consider. When you are to the point of business where you need to grow, you need to start buying, just don't get shiny object syndrome. Just because someone else is doing it doesn't mean you have to do it. And that's been a topic of discussion here on the show with Kevin and Brittany. We just recorded 2 or 3 or 4. I don't even know how many podcast episodes they're going to turn it into, but quite a few episodes that are going to be coming out. So go listen to those podcasts. We had some great discussion on it. A new piece of equipment, or a tool, as Caleb would call it, that they're buying, implementing into their business. Big chunk of change, but hey, it's going to change their company for sure. The outlook of the company totally changes with this device they're getting. They're getting a like a rover GPS. It's actually not GPS. It's satellite, I believe. Image capture thing where you can capture points and grades and all that stuff. Too sophisticated for me. But anyway, they're getting that for their company. It's going to be awesome. Going to change their life. I had a deep discussion. But we're talking about, when do you have shiny object syndrome? When is it actually the right time to buy? How much do I spend? This, that, and the other. And we're at the point where we need new trucks. We don't need new trucks. We need more trucks. And right now we have 3 trucks in our fleet, and we need a 4th one because we need another 3/4 ton or higher. So we're going up to an F350. It's an 08, and it's 4-wheel drive. I only buy 4-wheel drive trucks. Just the terrain that we're in, usually the landscape setting. We're pulling dump trailers. Our lot that we at and where we dump everything is muddy. So the amount of times I've needed 4-wheel drive just to get out of that mud, it's nothing crazy. I'm not sunk. The truck is not sunk, but I'm just spinning. And so sometimes I think to myself, could I get away with a 2-wheel drive? And I say, no, absolutely not. So 4-wheel drive it is. I had to have that, and this truck met those requirements. And so it is coming at a price point of $10,000. So I'm not going crazy in debt to go get it, but it's $10,000 that I know that I can spend on it, and it's going to give me a good truck for a couple years. And as we grow the company, hopefully we will change over and get better fleet trucks down the road, newer, more reliable, things like that. I know this truck is older, but I believe it's truly going to fit what we need to fit. And so I'm excited for that. It's a cool point of growth. It's a cool point to be here. Just the fact that, like, my truck isn't going to have to be there every day when we do a landscape job, because that's where we're at. I'm tied down to, if my truck isn't there, then we can't pull the dump trailer with a machine or a full load in it, because our 1500 just won't do it. And so the 1500 has been a great truck. It's been awesome, but it's just not doing what I need it to do anymore. It's great as a backup. If we need to implement it into a mow crew or something, when the box truck is down, it can do that. But for pulling heavy loads up and down hilly terrain, it's just not cutting it. So it's not safe. I want to put the guys in something safe, especially when I'm not the one there driving, so on and so forth. So this truck is going to solve that problem, which I'm excited for. And I know a lot of you guys have gotten to this point. You're past this point, so you're looking back and you're like, well, what are you thinking? This is all like old stuff, old news to us. I totally get that. What I've said and what I've stayed committed to on the show is I want to help anyone that's trying to grow their business, whether it's lawn and landscape or fertilization, weed control, or irrigation, or whatever it is, even outside of the green industry in general. Just these principles, right? And the principles for me that I followed, and they may be right, they may be wrong. I'm trying to do what is working for us, and I'm trying to make that decision as we go. I'm a first-generation entrepreneur in my family, and that's why I think it's so important that you get around people who are trying to do bigger, better, and think that are further along in business than you are. And so I take advice, I guess you could say, and counsel from people who are further down the road than me. And so we've talked about this. I've had discussions with some other people about the truck, and I think it's a good fit. It's just like, I want to max out what we have right now, and I want to take what we have and get the absolute most that we can out of it. And in doing that, that puts some strain on us in other areas, right? It puts strain on me having to be there, the truck having to be available through the last 3 months. And it is strain, but it's strain that it's good strain because it's growth, and I want to make sure that we can actually sustain it. And that's what I did when I first bought the mini skid. It's a principle that I started when I bought the mini skid 16 months ago. And with everything that I've done and followed the strategy, it's worked out. And so that's what I'm trying to follow and stick to now. And that is maximize everything that you can and get the most out of it before you move on to the next thing. Right now, we're maximizing our lawn maintenance route. It is packed to the max with what we're doing. And I know that we have to split into a second crew next year to be profitable the right way, because right now I'm spending way too much money on overtime because we have too many lawns to cut in a week with one crew. So we're having to go over. I'm paying overtime, but we're not to the point to where I can split into. Could I split into 2 crews if this was spring or midsummer? Yes. It's not It's not that right now. We're about to head into winter, head into downtime. Things are going to get a little slower, and so I'm not making that jump right now. That's going to be a springtime decision. I've already pretty much solidified it. I've put it out there. Unless something drastic changes, that's the plan, is we'll split into 2 crews. But what I'm saying, and the point I'm trying to get across, is I've maximized this time that we've had one crew, and we've overloaded and we've taken it, and it's been tough. It's been tough on the guys, and I tell them that, I'm like, look, but you're getting rewarded with overtime, right? You're getting paid, you're getting compensated. I know it's tough. I know it's hard work. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Just maximize and take it as much as we can, so I know that it's sustainable down the road. When I bought the mini skid, we rented, and I did this a little less than what we've done the maintenance route with, but I rented the mini skid for, I don't know, month and a half, consistent, multiple times a week. And I was like, this is not going to work. This doesn't work. We have the work. I'm staying booked out. What the skid will do for us having it in my own power is going to change a lot of things. So I'm doing it. I'm buying it. But what I'm saying is I maxed out that time. It was not ideal. It was stressful trying to get rentals, trying to get jobs, logistics lined up, material delivered, all that stuff, transportation. It was all tough. I didn't enjoy it. But I did it, and now we've been able to sustain it. So that's what we're doing with the truck. We've maxed it out. We're to the point where we need it to have a landscape crew that can go out and function on their own without me being tied down to them at all. They need their own vehicle that we can outfit, and that's the other problem is there's tools going back and forth between my truck and their truck because they're the tools that I need for irrigation things, but they need their own in their truck. So it's where's the tool today, where is it tomorrow? Because the truck goes back and forth, right? It switches from they're taking the 1500 to my truck, and so we've got to have a dedicated truck. Hey, this truck goes out. It has its own tools. It has its own stuff. It stays here, and this is it. And so that's where we're finally getting to. It's a big point. It's a big step in business. I'm excited to have gotten here. We have a lot of room to grow, a lot of things to get better at, but we have reached this point in adding this truck. And so hopefully it's only going to continue. We're gonna double. We're going to keep growing. We're going to maximize everything that we can. We're going to continue to maximize our lawn route, and then we'll split it in the spring. Maximize our landscape crew. We'll split it again next year, hopefully. And hopefully we'll be running 2 and 2 next year with an irrigation division. Lots of room to grow. Lots of room to grow. Lots of things to figure out, just like each and every one of you. But I just want you to kind of take away from today. I know that this is like peons of wisdom here. There's not much coming through. This is just a real conversation. I'm just sitting here looking out the window like we're working towards this studio that we're sitting in right now, like that the Almonds have gotten. We're working towards this shop, this space. These steps in the early years of business are the ones that will get you there. If you've ever been up here, you've seen their social media posts, you've seen their things, you've seen it in person. This place is awesome. It's their pride and joy. This place is so cool. It's such an accomplishment. But they didn't stop there. They're continuing to grow. They're continuing to be better. They're a 10x better company than they were when they built the shop, and they'll be the first one to admit that. This past year has been so much growth for them. And they've changed so many things, and this shop didn't stop here. And so what I'm trying to say is you may reach this point. You may reach the point of adding a second truck or hiring your first employee. Don't just stop. Don't stagnate. This goes back to our show last week about having burnout. I haven't truly felt burnout this year because we've continued to grow. We've continued to stay anxious. We've continued to try new things. And so as you sit here and you look at yourself, you're heading into the fall, you're like, how do I produce? How do I make more revenue? What do I do? Just don't stop growing. And it may not be selling work per se. You may be a one-man band. You have your winter fund saved up, And you need to educate this winner. You need to sit back and you need to say, hey, we're going to take our business education to the next level. We're going to learn new things. I'm going to get certified in these areas. And then we're going to sell the work in the springtime. Find an area that you can grow in and excel at it. Stop trying to be the jack of all trades and a master of none. That will not get you anywhere. When people really realize, hey, I don't need to try to keep chasing the newest, best, what's hot topic thing, then you'll see your actual current venture start to grow. And that's what I had to figure out 2 years ago in business was like, this doesn't necessarily make sense for us to keep chasing these different areas. We need to focus on a few things, get really good at them, and then scale them, grow them, advertise, market, take the market. And that's what we're trying to do. We're still in the beginning years. I'm 6 years into business. I'm really 3 years in because I'm 3 years into trying to be better. And with this mindset that I have now, really less than a year of true growth, true how do we change our lives forever, our futures forever, the company forever? How do we employ people that we can change their lives forever? It's all things it's not groundbreaking. It's just little day-to-day steps. How do you get better day to day? And when you realize that and you take action on some of those things, you're going to stop and you're going to say, oh, wow. In 6 months, you're going to look back and say, man, this is a different company than what we were 6 months ago. I'm a different person. I feel much better emotionally. I have a much better mental state. I'm physically in good shape. My marriage is in good shape because we're trying to be better. We're trying to grow. You're trying to prioritize. So prioritize the things you want to, the things that you need to. Maybe it's not the things you want to, right? Maybe it's things you don't want to. Find what you want versus what you need. Where do you need to spend your time versus where do you want to spend your time? When you figure that out, you will see true breakthrough. And so I just want you to sit here and realize if any of this show relates to you, if any of you are sitting here and you're like, man, I need that truck, or I want to be to that point where I want to buy that truck, because we're so peons. We're so peons to these to people. You know what's funny? I sit here and I walk around the almond shop, and it's where we're at in business versus where they are. And I could take this and turn it into imposter syndrome so bad. You could get down on yourself. You could say, I'm not worth anything. My company's useless. You walk around the shop and you see the things they have, then the multiples and the multiples and the multiples. And I'm like, man, they have multiples of these things. And I have one or two, maybe two. And I'm trying to outfit trucks left and right. And it's like, it's time. It's time, and good decision after good decision lead to mature growth over time. They've been in business for I don't even know how many years, 20 years. We'll say 20. They've gotten much better in the last 10 years. They've changed the way they do things. Everything their story to tell, they've been open about, though. And you go walk around and you see 6 of everything hanging on the wall. You see 6 rakes, 6 shovels, 6 pitchforks, 3 levels, 4 crates, pallet racking of stuff, pallets of material, not 4 sheets of plywood, but 25 sheets of plywood. And when you're in the growth phase, when you're trying to build out trucks, these are the things you look at. And it's funny because it's just not even things that they even cross their radar anymore. But that's where we're at in business, is that's the growth phase, is we have to outfit trucks, we have to grow, we have to change these things, we have to add more material, more equipment. And it's like, it's so just one step in front of the other. And I know that if they were in here with me, they would say the same thing. It's one step in front of the other, one day at a time. Little decision after little decision pays off, and you will see benefit in the end. Short show today, guys. I'm going to drop you right there. Take it, think on it, chew on it. It's nothing crazy. It's really not. I know I say that a lot. I say that in humble humility, because I don't want to ever come across as like I have it figured out, because it's not me. Most of the time, anything that I say has come from other people. I'm just taking it and putting it out there with a voice. And so I just want you to think of it as like, hey, this is something that I heard from someone else who's trying to grow, who's trying to change their business and their life the same way that I am, from a nobody to a nobody, right? Because at the end of the day, we're all nobodies. There's always a bigger fish. And that's not imposter syndrome playing, and that's humility. Jesus was the most humble person to ever walk the planet. That should tell you something about how you should look at your life. I'm not saying don't be proud of things. I'm not saying don't show off your wins and your successes. You can do that. You can do that respectfully, though, and you can do that in a sense of not degrading other people and not saying, look at me, how cool I am. It's, hey, look at me. Look, this is what the hard work deserves. This is what the hard work gets. This is what you get. This is what the reward is when you put in the work. You do deserve the reward after you put in the work. So it's not to say, hey, look at what I've got. It's, hey, keep grinding because you will get to this point and you will see the reward. It's just me showing, hey, you will get here. If you need a third or a fourth truck, keep grinding. You'll get here. It's not. I need 10 trucks, so I'm nobody. But if you have one truck and you need 4, then this is going to relate to you and say, hey, yeah, just keep grinding. Just keep making better decisions day to day, and you'll get there. So that's it. That's it. Make better decisions day to day, small wins, hour by hour, day by day, month by month, year by year, add up. And over time, you'll look back and say, wow, look how far we've come. Because I remember when I bought the first truck, the 1500 gray truck that's about to blow a transmission. I remember when I bought that truck and said, man, we're doing this thing. It was so cool. First vehicle I ever purchased on my own. That's not true. First truck I purchased, I had bought a couple other cars in high school. First big boy vehicle I bought on my own. And I sat there and I just like, wow, look how far we've come in 6 years. Because I remember that day. We started the company renting another truck. We rented the truck for the guy that I was working for. And I bought that one. I said, man, this is it. We got it. We're made. And then you look back and say, it was just the beginning. Bad decisions along the way? Yes. Hard decisions along the way? Yes. Sleepless, actually not sleepless nights. People say sleepless nights. I don't really lose sleep over many things. I've yet to have something that I just haven't been able to go sleep over. That may happen. Lord, I don't need that to happen. I don't need to have to work through that. People always say don't ask for patience because the Lord will test you to get patience. I'm not asking for patience. I'm not asking for a sleepless night. I don't need anything like that. But luckily, thankfully, I'm blessed that I do sleep pretty well at night, and I get up and conquer the day the next day. I'm able to put it away for the few hours that I get rest, and I wake up and conquer it, whatever it is, the next day, sleep on it, hit it with a good attitude, and move on. But there's been a lot of things that have come across the way, a lot of hiccups, a lot of tough times. But at the end of the day, it's small decision after small decision turns into little win after little win, which grows into big win, which grows into we grow, which turns into we grow bigger, which turns into we help more people, which turns into we employ more people, which turns into now we service more and more customers, which turns into now we have a thriving business that we can be proud of. And you can live the lifestyle you want to live and help people along the way, help the economy grow, help yourself grow, help your kids grow, give them an environment that you want to raise them in. All the things that go into it. Go back to making little decisions when you start your company in the beginning days when it's not easy. There you go, folks. Hope you have a good day. Come back and see us on Friday. Got a long drive ahead of us, so we may do some podcasts on the road. But chew on that. Let it sink in. Little decisions will change your life. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll catch up with you here on the next one.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green podcast. It is an honor to have you listening, and we hope you receive valuable advice to help take your business to the next level. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops.